What's up, NASCAR Heat 2 fans? David Land here, bringing you the 8th part of my NASCAR Heat 2 career mode. And I just noticed, by clicking on Teams Interested, how many Camping World Truck Series teams have become interested in me since we've gone on a 3-race win streak in 2 of NASCAR's lower series, winning 2 Xfinity races and a Camping World Truck Series race. Look just how many teams are interested in me right now. So it's interesting to see that your position in the points affects where you can go for the next season. And also, it's interesting to note that theoretically, if you wanted to, you could spend your entire career mode running in the trucks if you wanted to in this game, because clearly you could just re-sign with, the team of your choice. We've got Brad Keselowski Racing back available to us since we blew that in the original season, and we could race for the Nemecheks if we wanted to, or the Nemecheks if you actually pronounce it properly. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So we have got another truck race and possibly another Xfinity hot seat to accomplish in this video. The truck race is at Kansas, so let's head to the most unique and interesting racetrack in the entire world. Ah yes, the most interesting track in the world. Such incredible features like the Tri-Oval, and Turn 1, and Turn 4. The only thing more interesting than the Kansas Speedway Oval is the Kansas Speedway Road Course, which is exactly 1 hairpin, and a corner off of the banking, and a corner back onto the banking. Fascinating, fascinating track here at Kansas Speedway. But we're going to get qualified regardless of being completely enamored by the incredible track layout here. I think we might be able to qualify really well, because I think this track is going to be more or less flat out in this Camping World truck. So, as I suspected, the track was fairly easy flat out. Let's see what our qualifying time is, and we're dead last. Oh, being dead last. We're not that far off, even though the AI driver decided I needed to die there. Yeah, we're not that far off. Everybody's in the 32s to be fast, and we were in the 33s. So how far off are we off the pole? A second. I feel like we're going to be better in the race, though. So let's get this thing started. Ooh, adding to the spice of life, we're running Kansas under the lights. I guess I hadn't realized this was a night race, but we're racing. We've got Brian Duzat underneath us. That truck we won in, which is 31st. One of 31 trucks to out-qualify me in this race. Fun. As we get underneath TJ Bell, another truck. Actually, we've got all the trucks I've driven in the back here. We got the 66, the 28, the 45, all the hot seat trucks. But actually, we're making up some time here on the bottom, which is quite nice. It's not like a few of the last tracks where it was just like a wall of trucks and you couldn't get through. Because we've got 8 laps to go in stage number 1. Underneath Clay Greenfield, maybe. Pushing up a little bit, almost into him. But managed to stay off him, and now shooting down the back straightaway. Truck feels really hooked up as the AI decided to go 4 wide into turn number 3. That was ill-advised, and thankfully Chavis decided that, well, I was going to say he decided wisely, but it looks like he's still really trying to make it 4 wide. We're going to get up here in the draft of, I guess, Corbin Forster. I was going to say Todd Gilliland, but Gilliland moved up. And Tommy Joe Martins, by the way, is one of the drivers, one of 3. Travis Quaffle, Myatt Snyder, and Tommy Joe Martins are really starting to hate me. They're not in the red yet, but they are moving swiftly up in terms of anger with me in the rivals section. So we got to try to be clean with them, because otherwise they are going to try to kill me. Oh, as Todd Gilliland tried to do exactly that. He must be a paid assassin of Myatt Snyder, but we're going to be able to get underneath him and get around. So already up to 20th. Let's see if we can get some stage points here. We got 9 positions to go to get stage points. Even though we're already locked into the chase. Oops, oops. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. Yeah, Joe Nemechek is going to hate me. And now Wendell Chavis is coming to the inside, and we lost all of that momentum, which is going to be no bueno. No bueno. And we know Chavis already is not too happy with me at the moment. So let's give him a bump draft, shall we? And maybe we should give him another shot off into turn 3. No, we'll pull out. And let's see what we can do underneath Joe Nemechek in the 87. Bell 1 telephone. Monte Carlo. Giving references to races that took place before most of my audience was born. That is, yeah, getting old is fun. Okay, whoa, as I almost cracked the outside safer barrier there, that would have been a disaster. Absolute disaster. Austin Hill. I always want to call him Timmy Hill, but we'll be seeing Timmy Hill in the Cup Series very shortly in this career mode, because surely we'll have somebody give us an offer for an Xfinity ride, and that would probably end up with some Cup drives as well. So our career is moving on very swiftly as we rise the ranks in NASCAR, as we get to the inside of Austin Hill and break our way up pretty solidly into the top 20 now. Yeah, is this the end of the stage? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the laps. I got 2 laps to go on the stage, so I don't think we'll get to some stage points for this race, or for this one. We've got 4 laps remaining on fuel, which means it might have been actually smart to do a stage strategy for this one. But I guess we'll keep that in mind next time we come to Kansas, because everybody's going to have to pit anyway, and that will include us, as we're going to come to 1 lap to go on the stage, presented by, I don't know, the Credit One doesn't sponsor the stages, so I have no idea. I'm sure by next Fox Sports go around there will be a sponsor for the 1 lap to go on the stage. As we are coming around, we're 17th in the stage, and it doesn't look like we're going to get any more out of it, as we pushed up the track just a little bit. 10th place guy going to come across the line, and that is 17th in stage number 1. Now we've got Travis Quaffle just ahead of us. That is going to be a great thing to come back to the racing to. No repairs. We'll loosen the truck up just a smidge, and we'll get ready to go back to racing, as we're behind Regan Smith and Travis Quaffle. And waiting to go back, and we're racing. Let's see if we can make it 4 wide, shall we? Oh, Travis Quaffle really making a move up the inside. The spotter is unhappy with my choice down to the inside. I didn't get an amazing restart, though, which is interesting. I usually get really good restarts, but I don't think I passed anybody. Yeah, I'm still 17th. But we'll use the draft, try to use it to great effect. At least we got underneath Quaffle and underneath Regan Smith. Diving down to the inside on the cheater line. And up underneath Friesen and Myatt Snyder, who absolutely despises me for some reason at this point. And there goes Smith down to the inside. We get some 3 wide racing. And wow, Smith has a rocket ship right now, but we've got a truck slow on the inside. It's Ben Rhodes. I think he's broken in about every game we've had so far. So poor Ben Rhodes, and that actually screwed us a little bit. We lost a couple positions. We're going to have a good run on Quaffle here. Thought he was going to block me, but he decided to get out of my way. Smart move. And we'll do something we haven't done all day, which is drive around the outside Let's see if that works, which it does not. Everybody else kind of staying at the bottom, which is a little bit concerning for me because it's just not. Truck isn't quite as hooked up here as everybody else seems to be down there. As Friesen goes way to the bottom. And are we clear of Regan Smith yet? I think we finally cleared him, but we're alongside Friesen now, so it's not like I could chop down in front of Smith to block that advancement. We're still going to go side by side. No Gregson. And it looks like, is Truex going to come into the pits with 8 laps to go on the stage? That would be an interesting strategy call. It seems like everybody's going to stay on the same strategy at least. So this race is going to be more or less a straight up fight. At least until what I would assume is going to be a green flag pit stop in stage number 2, or stage 3, or the final stage, or whatever you want to call it. And then things are going to get really interesting. So we've still got trucks trying to pull down to the inside. We've seemed to have our performance seems to have peaked. I should have said that. In 13th. Can't get around Snyder, can't get around Gregson. Almost wrecked off of Friesen. That would have been very silly of me. But at least we got to the inside now. But it's pretty much a parade. It's the Kansas City parade right now. So we're just going to keep Friesen behind us. And we're still not up to Truex either. You want to outdo your teammate, and we're not there yet. Maybe I can get around Snyder here. No, it's not going to happen. We'll use the cheater line to maybe get around Snyder. Yes, we will. So up into almost playoff point, or chase points, or stage points, or whatever points contention here. 2 positions to go. I did not see the laps as I was trying to drive on the apron, so we'll have to see when we come around for the 2 or 3 laps to go, or a white flag in the stage. Who knows? Who knows? So we're going to try to break the draft of Snyder. 2 to go in the stage, so we've got 2 laps and 2 positions to make up. Can we do it? I don't know yet. That is why you watch the video. To find out if I can get stage points. Or at least that's what Brian France thinks. Okay, here we go. Turn 3. Right down next to the white line. And it looks like we may just not be able to close that 1 second gap. Well, we're in the DRS zone. We're within DRS range of Matt Crafton. So we got 1 lap to go, presented by Smithfield Foods. And down into turn number 1. I just realized there's a yellow line on the inside of 1 and 2 and a white line on the inside of 3 and 4. That's very interesting. Kansas continues to surprise me with their creativity at this track. They have a yellow line in turn 1 and a white line in turn 3. Just fantastic track design. Alright, as we come around for the stage finish, we're not going to do any better than 12th. No points for David. And that means we will take another pit stop here under the stage caution. We've got 23 laps remaining, which means we are going to have to pit once again during the final stage. And that is going to really mix everything up, I would say. As here we go. Back to the racing. 12 laps on fuel. 20 laps to go. So we can short fill a little bit on the last stop to make it to the end. It's going to be interesting to see when and how the AI decide to pit. So we already lose a position back to 13th from Snyder. Everybody on fresh tires. It's going to be a bit of a pack race, I think. Oh, and there's a yellow. Well, that was quick. I guess we'll just go back right to the green. And now we'll be on the inside, which is probably going to actually help me a little bit. I wonder what happened in the back. It's not like there's caution replays or anything, so we'll have to find that out later as we get back to the green once again. Deja Vu. And we'll be racing, already up 2 positions. And in behind Austin Cindric. And going to move up into 10th. Could have gotten some playoff points, but it just so happens this restart is not going to help me with that pursuit in this race. As now we get underneath our teammate Truex. And by him we go, maybe, as Dragson's going to go to the inside. I actually kind of screwed Truex there. I shouldn't have done that. Bad teammate. I was a bad teammate there. And then I got blocked by Cindric, and that's going to allow Dragson back to the outside. But he is not going to pull around, and we're going to get underneath, possibly Chase Briscoe. Nope, he's going to move down as well. So behind the BKR trucks, let's give Briscoe a little bit of a shot down the straightaway. Try to get him underneath Cindric. Not going to happen yet. And Gragson to the outside. Not going to get there, so we'll just maintain 8th spot right now, or 7th spot. Now we'll maintain 8th as we get underneath not 1 but 2 BKR trucks down into turn 1. 2-for-1 deal at Kmart on BKR trucks, and we actually block Cindric a little bit, and that's going to allow Briscoe down the inside, and that means Briscoe's actually going to possibly take 8th place back from me. Crafton's actually down to the inside of Cindric. It's all kicking off here. But we'll hang it in on the outside, and still hanging on the outside. 14 to go. And we finally get a little bit of a draft off of Coughlin. Oh, but the thing understeered in the middle of the corner. That's going to allow Briscoe back to the inside. I still can't hold him off. Briscoe and Crafton's down there as well. We were actually slightly 3 wide for a second. Not 100% 3 wide, but slightly 3 wide. And here comes Crafton down to the inside. A little bit of contact. That's not what we need to do. That would have been me dead in NASCAR Heat Evolution. So we've got 13 remaining in the race. Fuel is 6 laps. So we're making mileage once again, as we usually do, as I bounce off of Crafton again. So 2 contacts with Crafton probably means he's going to be none too pleased with us by the end of this race, as we may be able to get to the inside of Briscoe. The truck is understeered once again, so we'll have to take out a little bit more wedge, at the risk of having it be a bit twitchy on the out laps. Then again, if I stay with the tires I have, which are fine right now, I think they could probably last another 12 laps. We could pit strategy our way into a victory here. But a top 10 is solid right now. We already got the win that Tory Racing was asking for the team challenge or whatever the heck I'm doing for extra moolah that you can't spend on anything, as far as I'm aware, in this game. I got a little on the transition between the apron and the banking, and that was almost my truck spitting out. As we're down to the inside of Briscoe, I think we'll be around him this time. Maybe, if Crafton would help me out, but Crafton decided to fade to the outside, and that's going to allow him back through. Now we'll go back to the inside of Briscoe, lift off the throttle. Can we get him? Can we get him? Can we get him? No, not yet. Ooh, that was side-to-side contact with Chase Briscoe. Making a lot of side-to-side contact with trucks in the tri-oval. Now running right around the bottom. Now here comes Cindric down to the inside. And that was a block. That was a big block. That was a big block of Sargento cheese right there, and somehow was able to. Everybody stayed not wrecked somehow. Cindric trying to follow me. He's not quite there, but boy, these BKR trucks absolutely all over the back of me. All over the back of me as we continue to run just low enough. Oh, Cindric's back down to the inside. So clearly we're at a little bit of a performance disadvantage here at Kansas, which is interesting. But this would have been a track that was good for me, as we've got a fuel alarm on already. Can I check my fuel? Okay, we're at 2 laps. And none of the AI cars or trucks have pitted yet. We'll see where we hit 1. There, we're hitting 1 in turn 1, which is meaning David is going to have to come into the pits this time around. The tire wear is not looking particularly amazing. And I'm just going to have to let these guys go down to the inside. And a couple cars staying out. Whoa, somebody. Myatt Snyder, what on earth are you doing, dude? What on earth was that all about? Well, that was a bit of a dirty move by Myatt Snyder, trying to kill me going into the pits. Very, very dirty. And we're just going to do a 1.5 cans of fuel. Boy, that took forever. That took forever. We'll be coming back out of the pits. Gotta be careful on the warm-up lane. Do not lose it. Looks like we're faster than the AI coming out of the pits, and a yellow. Oh, thank God in Greyhound that we didn't get a lap there. That would have been very unfortunate. Well, there's a lot of trucks pitting, so we're going to have to not pit, go for track position, despite the fact that I'm on pretty poor tires at the moment. It would have been smart probably to pit the truck for full service, but I had no clue of knowing that the caution was going to come out. So 3 laps to go. Not a green-white checker situation here yet. As we get underneath John Hunter Nemechek. Noah Gragson is the leader of the race at the moment, I believe. As Regan Smith's going to go down there, try to take a top 10 away from me. We're going to get into John Hunter Nemechek here. I've got to choose the correct lane as everybody's 3 wide. Again, I'm on old tires, so this is going to be a bit of a struggle here. Looks like the top lane not moving very well. Grant Enfinger wisely moving all the way to the bottom. We're 4 wide here for a second. At least there's 4 trucks crossing all over the place. Wow, they are crazy. They are driving like absolute nuts people right now. As Gilliland's up here in the mix. He hasn't been up in the front for a while here. Friesen's very slow, or Friesen. And actually, Tommy Joe Martins is running up in this top group as we lose the top 10. And let's try to run a little bit low here. So clearly, Friesen and Martins were a little bit slower than the rest of the field. We're going to get into Tommy Joe here. He's gonna hate me even more now. But screw it. Now we need to block Gilliland down to the inside. Tommy Joe maybe moving over a little bit. Are we starting to see some anger from the AI? It's possible. Oh, we're going to get passed on both sides coming to the line. Oh, can we cross over? Can we beat Tommy Joe using the cheater line? No, we didn't, but we reckon coming to the checkers. Oh, dear. I wonder if he's going to hold what my AI just did to him against me. It's very possible. So, Noah Gragson takes home the win. We take home a top 10. Didn't quite get where we probably should have been, but, you know, that's how it works out with the caution sometimes. And Cody Coughlin, I guess he was involved in one of the cautions because he won a stage, but finished 7 laps behind the race. So, let's take a look at the points first. Well, I guess we'll take a look at money because, you know, money makes the world go around, and Hattori Racing pays me the 750 grand for that, or 750 grand. I wish they were paying me 750 grand. We moved to 10th in the points, just behind Truex, so Hattori Racing locking out the back of the top 10 in the points. And now we'll head back and see if we've got any more hot seat offers to take a look at. So, from Kansas, we're going to move on to another Camping World Truck Series race, the Charlotte, North Carolina Education Lottery 200. We are 4th place in the standings, yeah, no messages, no hate mail, no nothing. We're just going to move on to Charlotte on a Thursday. Let's see what we can do. Well, Charlotte, I think we've already been here once before, so this is another track we have a little bit of setup data on. I think we might be able to qualify pretty well here. Watch me eat these words. Well, I had to crack the throttle in the middle of 3 and 4, and that is going to cost me because I'm going to go to 32nd. Wow, we were way off the pace this time. 3/10 off of last place. So 2 last place qualifying efforts in a row, but at least Truex qualified 17, so I guess that's a consolation prize. Let's get to the race. Hold on, I could run the apron off of turn 4. Interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind for later if I need it. As we're still underneath the 20, as we got a car in the wall up in turn number 1. He's going to come down into Friesen. Is that Quaffle? Oh, it's Nemechek. He hits the wall again, tire down. Is that going to bring out a yellow? NASCAR would have thrown the caution the moment he got out of the groove, but apparently in this game we're just not going to do that. Just sort of like the last game. I do appreciate though that the AI have mechanical failures and tire failures and they crash on their own. This definitely adds some realism and some excitement to the game. Racing games need excitement. As we're making a very exciting pass on Wendell Chavis there. And we Chavis from Chavis and pass him. Does that make any sense? I could have made a way better joke there, I'm sure, but I screwed it up. So we got 8 positions to go here before we can make it to the front of the field, or at least get some playoff points. These all-important playoff points. It seems like I'll be able to, ooh, there we go, around the outside of Friesen. I'm just kind of surprised I was able to pull that off. Oh, but I'm not going to be able to complete the pass because Friesen's going to go back down to the inside. We're going to go too wide down the back straightaway. And to the outside we go, just a little bit of a lift there, and Friesen's going to hang tough on the inside, side-by-side racing. And he's just going to get there. 3 laps to go in the stage. We got Tommy Joe Martins ahead of me. He probably hates me even more. Oh, no, and Stuart Friesen's really going to hate me, even though somehow he managed to save that. But we definitely wrecked Stuart Friesen, no doubt about it. And he is going to be very upset. Very upset. Ooh, and that was apron. That was lots of apron. I'm surprised that didn't wreck my truck. Well, here we come up to Tommy Joe Martins, and we're going to find out if he really, really hates me. I'm guessing he does, because we wrecked him after the checkered flag at Kansas, even though I didn't mean to. Let's see. Alright, we'll go to the outside of Tommy Joe Martins. Is he going to be mean? He's not being mean yet. How hard is he going to race me, though? Well, we're going to pull around the outside of him, possibly get around, possibly. Still side by side. A little bit of contact, but that was more my fault than his. 1 lap to go on the stage, so we're going to race really hard for the end of the stage here. We're going to run right around the top side of the track, chop down, take a little bit of air off his nose, even if that means anything in truck racing. Probably does. Down the back straightaway, 6 positions to go before we could get points. So I guess we'll have to wait till stage 2 to go for the playoff points. But here we go, 17th in stage number 1. And that's better than we did at Kansas, so fair play to us, I guess. Everybody's pitting. We will pit. We don't need to repair the truck. Maybe just a little bit of wedge out. And let's go. So restarting once again in 17th. Exactly where we started, or finished, the last stage. Green is out. We're racing. I'm going to try not to pass on the inside before the line. There we go. We're being legitimate. We're keeping it legit here. As we get underneath the Beaver truck, I just realized it says Beaver Motorsports. That's hilarious. As maybe we can get underneath Nemechek. No, we can't, because Yaley and Quaffle are there, and again, I feel compelled to say I feel like I'm in 2004. As we get underneath both of them, Tommy Joe Martin's making it 3 wide on the inside, which is Very interesting prospect there. I'm surprised actually we didn't get any Xfinity deals, especially for Charlotte. One of the bigger races in the Xfinity series. You'd think that one of the teams that I won for would have taken me, Morgan Shepherd or M2B or whatever it is.
Stay low. Steady.
But regardless, we are actually moving up. Ben Rhodes is actually on the track and not broken at the moment, so I'm sure he's pleased with that. We've seen him break in about every race we've been in so far. Oh no, as I absolutely just wrecked Noah Gragson. And that is going to start a massive pile up. Oh, a truck gets, oh my god. Yeah, that will be, yeah, that was a huge crash. I saw a truck go flying through the air. And, yeah, that was a big crash. There was a truck flying in the rearview mirror. And, yeah, I am so sorry to everybody who I just killed in that wreck. As we've got 4 laps to go in stage number 2. And we might actually get some points. Oh, it's Hunter Nemechek down to the inside. We're going to have another wreck. Well, I thought we were. Wow. I wonder if John Hunter Nemechek is very upset with me. Well, maybe we won't get playoff points. Or stage points. Or maybe we will. Because we're getting a really good run on the outside. Maybe. We ran into the back of Friesen there. There's Tommy Joe Martins, who is... Woo! That was a bit close there. A little bit of beating and banging with Tommy Joe there. And Bobby Sue. And Jack and Diane as we come into turn number 3. Lift just a little bit. Get it stabilized. I just realized that Kyle Busch Motorsports is going to absolutely despise me. Because now Myatt Snyder hates me, and Noah Gragson will presumably hate me for that massive pile-up that I caused. So let's just continue to burn bridges. Why not? Why not? And he's going to continue to the outside. We're going to go side by side. He's going to be on the immediate outside, and we'll be able to pass him down to the inside finally. So up into the points for the playoff point stages thing. That is very confusing for my small brain. So we've got at least 1 point out of this. Possibly a few more depending on the run we get through turn number 1, which is very good. Around Austin Wayne Self we go. And we'll draft off of Coughlin here. See if we can dive around the outside of everybody. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, it's going to be close for 8th, 9th place. Did we get it? No, we're 10th. Wow, that was a close finish in the stage there for one point. 1 point. Okay, everybody's pitting once again, so we will come in. Don't need to make any more adjustments other than 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and we're back down to 12th. So did somebody stay out? It looks like maybe Gragson stayed out. There's like a black truck up in front, and Duzat stayed out. I do recognize that truck, so that may slow everybody down with a couple trucks that generally don't run up at the front. Now running up at the front. Snyder goes to the inside, taking what would be 10th away from me, but it is 12th now. Let's see what we can do here on the outside into turn number 3. Ooh, there you go. So I knew there was a slow truck there, and it is Duzat. He's running some sort of interesting stage strategy. Oh no, teammates crashing. Oh dear. That's, yeah, Shiggy's not going to be happy with me. And we're going to have to pit and repair the truck because of that ridiculousness. I'm so sorry, Ryan Truex. I'm just taking him out of contention because I was stupid. now we're going to be in real deep trouble here as we get back to the green. Oh wow, this is just not going. This is not my day. This is not my day. How bad is the truck damage? We damaged the radiator. Oh dear. Oh good lord. It was going all so well. And now it's much worse. Much, much worse. Well, I guess that was karma for everything that's happened so far in this race, where I have burned a lot of bridges. Lots of bridges have been burned in this race, including with my teammate, which is going to make things fairly difficult on me. For shizzle. As now we're just going to run around by ourselves. Well, Joe Nemechek is in the pit, so I guess we passed him. Now down the back straightaway, I guess we'll be lapping Nemechek and moving up into 29th. Now, the one thing that could save us, like Wendell Chavis, is crossing the line here, seeing how many laps to go on fuel. Oh, 6 laps to go in the race, 10 laps to go on fuel, so we won't have to pit again. But I suspect, well, maybe not. We might actually have helped Truex if he pitted to actually make it to the end of the race. I don't know how many cars are going to make it, or trucks are going to make it to the end of the race. That's going to be an interesting prospect for the end of this one. Oh, well, that got screwed up, didn't it? Is anybody coming into the pits from the lead group? No. So what we need to do is repair the truck. Not going to take any fuel on to lighten the truck a little bit. So we'll restart from 29th, and this isn't a green-white checker situation, interestingly enough. You've got to be careful of somebody getting a bad restart here. Well, nobody's got a bad restart. Yep, there it is. There it is. Truck slow. It's Regan Smith. Oh, somehow I made it 4 wide stick. And somehow we're up to 10th, or 11th, I don't know how. I knew there was going to be a truck that was going to be slow on that restart. I just had, like, the force. The force told me that somebody was going to be slow on that restart, and we were able to pull it through. But Austin Wayne Self down to the inside. Our truck's still not where it needs to be performance-wise, at least in these last 2 races. So we got 1 lap remaining in the race. Oh, and the truck got really loose there. Really loose in turn 1. I really pitched it in and it didn't want to stick. So we'll try to pitch it in again, just try to get a run on somebody coming to the line. It's our only opportunity. Well, we've got a run on Self. Can we get to the inside? Maybe Snyder as well. 3 wide at the finish. We got, no we didn't. We didn't, did we get Self? It's going to be really close. I don't know about that. Real quick, let's take a look at that crash right before the end of the 2nd stage where I got Noah Gragson very, very loose. Ben Rhodes spun him out, and then Travis Quaffle gets thrown wildly up in the air. So it was Quaffle who flipped. And we finished 11th in the race, so good on us, I guess. Yeah, lots of trucks managed to have lots of trouble in this race. Christopher Bell took the win, and the only driver I believe that took a stage win as well. So he really dominated this race. Let's take a look at the Moolah from finishing 11th. Not too bad, 29 grand, and then 7,500 from Hattori. Well, we're still maintaining 10th in the standings. Truex fell to 13th with his bad finish. So let's head back to the garage and see. I feel like if we haven't been yelled at yet, we're gonna get yelled at after this race for sure. Oh, we've got an incentive. Oh, you did not complete all the incentive contract goals. Okay. Okay. Oh no, Ben Rhodes. Did we wreck him? I can't remember. Well, we'll see. What has he got to say?
Hey, I want to let you know, some of the guys don't like the way you're driving out there. If you don't calm down, you're going to start making some real enemies.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, there you go. I knew it was coming. And we're going to start the next video with, oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, it's Smithfield time, baby. We're running the Smithfield car, or at least the almost Smithfield car. It's Petty Blue, dang it. We're going to be running at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Actually, yeah, we are doing double duty at Charlotte. Okay, so we'll be doing Charlotte in the Xfinity Series for the not-so-Smithfield car in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you for Xfinity at Charlotte.